Hello and welcome to my practice. Today just begin seated on the mat. Closing the eyes, we're going to begin inhaling into just the upper body. Inhaling through the nose and expanding the chest. Holding, exhaling, letting that air out of the chest and the rib cage, upper body. Holding, inhaling, expanding the upper body, restricting the breath, or at least trying to, from going down into the belly. Exhale, letting that out. Holding. Inhaling to the upper body. Holding. Exhaling that out. We're going to bring the breath down to the belly now, so inhale, expand the belly. Hold. Exhale, releasing that. Hold for a few. Inhale, expanding the belly. Holding. And then releasing that. Coming back to just a normal breath. Letting the air flow through the chest, down to the belly, and then back up and out. We're going to reach the left arm up and over the head to the right side. Tilting the crown as the neck reaches up and the head reaches out. Pressing down into the right palm into the mat. Reaching the left hand up and over the head. Switching sides, reaching over to the left. Maybe bringing your gaze up to the sky. Still reaching with the crown. Coming back to center. Take a hold of the knees and gently just begin to circle the upper body around the hips. Switching sides or directions. We're going to inhale, reach up with our hands to the sky. Maybe even looking up, exhale, and palms to the chest. We're going to do that a couple times. Inhale, reach to the sky. Palms to the chest. One more time, maybe bringing the hands all the way out to the sides. Reaching all the way up. Bringing the hands down to the chest. Inhaling here. Hold at the top. Exhale, letting it go. We come over the tabletop, all fours. Sitting back, child's pose with the inhale. Exhale, releasing it all out. Inhale, back up to tabletop. Maybe coming forward. Reaching back. Coming forward over the wrists. Reaching back. Really pressing into the fingers when you come forward over the wrists. We're just trying to warm up those wrists a little bit more than they are. Maybe when you come forward, make a half circle to the right side. Coming back, sitting down, coming straight forward, half circle to the left side. Coming back forward, half circle to the right side. Coming forward, half circle to the left side. We're going to flip the palms, fingers facing outward. Wrists don't have to touch, but getting pretty close. We're just going to keep going back and forth for a little bit. We're going to do this half circles again. So half circle to the right side. Coming forward, half circle to the left side. And be gentle on your wrists. You don't need to push it too far. Just opening them up, flowing blood through, and bringing awareness to those joints and muscles that are within the wrists. You're going to come back, sit on the toes, maybe raise the knees up. Shake out the hands. Knees come back down, tabletop. We're going to reach the left leg back. Raise it up a few inches. Right arm goes forward. Stretch it out. Bringing the right knee out to the left side. Right elbow to the right side. Crunch it in as you raise them both up. We're going to reach back out. Bring it in. Raising them up to the sides. Left knee and right elbow. Reaching it back out. As they come in, you raise it up. Stretch it back out. Drop the right palm. Reach the right leg out. Plank pose. Lower. Rising all the way back up. Plank pose. Knees come down. Right leg reaches back. Left arm goes forward. And do the same on this side. Crunching outward. Then stretching back out. Reaching inward. Raising up the elbow and knee. Stretching back out. Bring it in. Stretch it back out. Bring it in. Raise them up. Stretch it back out. Palm comes down. Left leg goes out. Plank pose. Lowering down. Push up. Back to plank. Setting the knees down. Back into child's pose. Breathing here for a few breaths. Coming back up into tabletop. Reach the legs back. Plank pose. Lowering all the way down onto the belly. We're going to bring our hands out into a T. And then raising the elbows. We're going to come in a cobra pose, maybe coming on the fingertips. Strengthening the legs, so raising the knees up. Inhale, we press through the hands. Check in with the lower back, you don't want any pinching. But create a nice wave up through the spine as you inhale. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, coming back up. Remember pressing into the tops of the feet. Raising the kneecaps up and just bringing awareness into the glutes and the back of the thighs. Exhale, releasing down. Inhale, coming back up. Just warming up the back body, bringing awareness and blood flow back there. Now we're going to come back up. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Maybe come back onto the palms. And then we're going to twist. So right shoulder comes down to the mat. Keeping that elbow bent and the palm on the ground. We're going to use the left palm to begin to twist ourselves open. Left leg comes up over the right side. Trying to align the right shoulder back into place so you get a stretch in that front shoulder blade, or that front shoulder. We're going to roll over to the left side, pressing into the right palm. Right foot goes up and over the leg. Remember to reach from the crown of the head and out of the bottom foot. Coming back onto the belly, and then come up into cobra pose. Inhale. Exhale, come up into plank. Inhale in plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just warming up the bottom half of the body. Pedaling out the legs. Stretching back and forth, maybe. Tilt the hips to the side. Opening up the side body. We're going to inhale back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Cobra pose. Inhale. Exhale, back to plank. And back to downward facing dog. Going to reach the right leg up and back. And with the exhale, shoot forward between the palms, lowering the left knee down. Come up, low lunge, hands reach the sky. The inhale, create a nice bend in the back. Exhale, palms to the mat. Right leg goes back, plank pose, back to downward facing dog. Left leg comes up. Shoot it through. Right knee goes down, coming up, low lunge. Reach to the sky, check in with the low back. You don't want to be feeling any pinching, pain down there. Exhale, palms down to the mat. We get a step back into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to walk our hands back to the feet. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale with a bend in the knees, coming all the way up, pressing through the heels and the toes, reaching to the sky, fingers touching. Exhale, palms to the chest. We're going to inhale, palms come up to the sky. We're going to sit down into chair pose. Hold here for a few breaths. Pressing into the heels and the toes. Leaning the hip creases back. Inhale, coming back up, reaching to the sky. Exhale, forward fold all the way down to the mat. Hands walk out to the front. Downward facing dog. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing or cobra. Exhale, come back into child's pose. Coming up into tabletop. Reach the feet back into plank. Inhaling, back into dog. Right foot comes up. We're going to reach it forward. We come up all the way into crescent pose. This time we're going to reach up to the sky and bend our elbows, opening up that upper body. Give yourself one big inhale to really fill the chest all the way up with air, reaching the hands all the way out, back up to the sky. Exhale, palms come down, frame the front foot, stepping back, plank pose, downward facing dog. Do it on the other side, so we're reaching the left leg back and up, and then we shoot it through, coming up into crescent lunge, hands to the sky. Exhale, bend the elbows, open up the chest, give yourself an inhale here, a big one. And then exhale, reaching out with the hands back up to the sky and framing the foot, stepping back into plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, upward facing or cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Walking the hands back to the feet. We come up in a flat back with the inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees slightly. We're going to come all the way up, reaching to the sky with the hands. Exhale, bending the elbows this time. Reaching maybe with a back bend. Inhaling here, giving your chest full of air. Filling your chest full of air. And then reaching back up to the sky, and we fold forward over the legs. We're going to bend the knees, reach our hands up to the sky, coming into chair. Breathing here just for a few breaths. Feeling that energy down in the legs. Building the strength. Pressing into the feet, reaching up to the sky. We begin to exhale, forward fold all the way down. Walking out to the front of the mat. Plank pose. Chaturanga, upward facing or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, reach the right leg all the way up to the sky. And we're going to bring it through. Inhale up to crescent. Exhale, palms come to the chest. This time we're going to interlace our hands behind us. As the shoulder blades go back and down, we open up the chest, dropping the left heel into a warrior foot on the back side. Begin to frame the front leg with our shoulders as they bend back and we open wide. We look up to the sky and we reach down to the ground with our hands. We're going to exhale, bend forward with the chest, reaching through the back heel and that back foot, reaching the hands up to the sky. We're going to come into humble warrior, dipping the head down to the left side of the right foot. Pressing into that front inner side of the right foot. Make sure that whole right foot's just pressing into the ground. You're still reaching out of the left leg. Sending energy down and through. We're going to inhale, come back up. Give yourself one more inhale with the chest, reaching to the sky. And then we're going to release the hands, reach up, warrior one. Exhale, framing the right foot, stepping back into plank, downward facing dog. Just give yourself a breath here. Reaching the left leg back and up to the sky. We're going to shoot it through. We're going to come up into crescent lunge. Reaching the hands to the sky, doing the same thing on the other side. So palms come to the chest in prayer. The exhale. Inhale, reach behind. Grab palms, interlace fingers Exhale, pressing them down towards the mat. Pressing a little bit down into that back heel, and then stepping it, pressing all the way down into warrior foot on the back side. We're going to square our chest off to the front. It doesn't have to be square, but you will be getting a twist out of it. Just make sure you're reaching out of the crown. With the inhale and then exhale, we're going to drop our crown down to the mat, come down to the inside of that left foot, reaching palms to the sky, or not palms, but the interlaced hands to the sky. Humble warrior, the other side. Just check in with that left knee. You don't really want it falling out to the left side, so maybe bringing it in a little bit closer, just right above that left heel. We're going to inhale, come back up, stretching down to the mat, releasing the hands, coming up, warrior one. Exhale, palms frame the left foot, stepping back, plank pose. Exhale, chaturanga, upward facing, or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll walk our hands back to the feet. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees, coming up into chair pose. This time we're going to bend our elbows. And inhale into the chest again. Exhale, reaching to the sky. Pressing into the feet. Reaching up all the way through. Slight back bend. Exhale, folding all the way down and forward. Inhale, flat back. We're going to walk our hands out, downward facing dog. This time we're going to come forward into plank, dropping the right knife edge of your right foot down. We can come into side plank on the right side. Arm up to the sky. And then we reach it up over the head to the front of the mat. Open up the left side chest. We're going to bring the left palm down to the mat, coming into plank, switching sides, left knife edge down to the mat. Reaching the right hand up to the sky. And then reaching it forward to the front of the mat. Right palm down, coming into plank pose. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, we come down into child's pose. Take a breath here. Inhaling, we're going to come up onto the knees, tucking the toes underneath. We're going to reach up to the sky. Exhale, palms come to the chest. And we're going to begin to slowly tilt back, checking in with the lower back. You don't want to put too much pressure or weight back there. You could always stay here, just give a little bit tension in the front body, just using your core a little more. Interlacing the palms and reaching down towards the mat. You can open up the chest, tilt the head back a little bit if you feel comfortable doing so. And just inhaling into the chest, maybe reaching the hands back a little bit further behind you. And exhaling, releasing the hands, reaching up to the sky. Palms come to the chest. We're going to open our hands up into a T. And we're going to reach up and over to the left side. Exhale it coming up. Reach over to the left side. Coming back up. We're going to lean back. Sit back onto the heels. Raise the knees up off the mat. And then we're going to bring our hands up to the sky. You always do this with knees down if it hurts the toes. And then we're going to exhale, bending the elbows, reaching the chest up to the sky. Holding for a breath, and then exhale, reaching back up to the sky. Hands come to the chest. We're going to drop the heels. We're going to begin to straighten the legs, inhaling into flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bending the knees slightly. We're going to inhale, coming all the way up. Hands come up over the head. Fingers touch with the inhale. Exhale, palms to the chest. Hands come back up to the sky. We're going to bend the elbows, open the chest one more time. Exhale, palms to the sky. And then we fold all the way down, forward fold. You're going to walk the hands out into downward facing dog. Taking a breath there. Really stretching through those hamstrings and the back side. And then we begin to walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. Sitting down, lowering all the way back down. Feet come in front. We're going to plant the palms behind us. Fingers facing the front of the mat. We're going to open the chest and just roll the shoulders back. Breathing into the chest. Now, you can stay there. Maybe bring the palms a little bit further back. Reaching the legs to straight. And then raising the body up, coming into reverse plank. Exhale, lowering down. You're going to reach the hands up over the head. Exhale, forward fold over the legs in front of you. Taking a breath there, just releasing the tension, releasing the back. Inhale, bringing the hands up over the head. Exhale, lowering all the way down to the back. Reaching the hands up over, stretching through the feet. Stretching all the way out to long ways. Exhale, bending the elbows like we did with the standing poses. Keeping the shoulder blades. Try to place the back of the palm, back of the hand onto the ground. You squeeze down. Do that a couple times. So we're just going to reach up over the head, reach out through the feet. Long body stretch, and then exhale, we bend the elbows, bring them down, trying to keep the back of the hand to the ground. Inhale, full body stretch. Exhale, elbows bend, back of the palms on the mat. If you can't do it, it's okay. That's just the idea, is to put the back of the palm on the mat. So inhale, stretching all the way out. Exhale, bending the elbows. We're going to bend the knees in towards the chest, wrap your hands around, grab a hold, pull them in. Bringing the chin to the knees, we're going to inhale. Squeeze tight as a tight ball. Exhale, release, Shavasana. Just letting everything go. The thoughts, the feelings. Just letting your body just release its tension. You sit still in this moment of just peace and stillness. It's a moment of freedom from all things. Letting the breath be. Letting the body be. And just sitting there for a little bit while. Being in the stillness. Now you could just stay there as long as you want, or you could come up and close the practice out. Just bring yourself up nice and gently as the awareness comes back to you, accepting those thoughts and those feelings and all those senses, and just being okay with coming back into the reality that is. As we give thanks, we raise our hands up to the sky and exhale, palms to the chest. Namaste.